Navigating life without a home has not been easy. Today's video, I'm going to show you all the grimy details and really open myself up and show full transparency. Homeless, and I'm staying here in a bando for tonight. I normally live in my car. Bathroom access is extremely important. This is a nice bathroom. This bathroom is in the hood. I've actually had to beat up 2 junkies in here, and I'll show you why in a second. The only toilet doesn't have a lock in it. I'm going to show it to you in a second. They came in here when I was doing number 2, see no lock. However, when I used the bathroom, I have one of my legs out the pants and my shoes still on. So when they came in there, I was already ready to throw down. This is outside the bathroom. Very good way to get water if you have a tool. It's a single service bathroom in a gas station. Look where they got the wall socket all the way up there. The last bathroom didn't have a wall socket, to let you know, and the first bathroom did. But yeah, this is a single service bathroom inside of a gas station. You gotta be quick, otherwise people will pile up outside knocking at the door. It's got a good sink. I normally will keep some of this soap right here. Yep, that soap right there. Driving to work or when I'm doing DoorDash, I'm always keeping my eye open, wondering, if something should happen to my car and I have to, get out of my car and like live for a while, or if my car gets totaled. I'm always looking for places for me to actually stay at. This is kind of hard because this is on the side of a road, but I always keep my eyes open. This is me staying at a rest area. My car did have a bunch of problems. There's a video that I showed all that stuff, but that's what's one of my major concerns is if something should happen to your car when you're living in it, where do you go? Or what if you need a mechanic thing to be fixed? Like you gotta have it in the shop for a few days. What happens if it breaks down? What if you don't have money to fix it? What if you get hit? Those are all big concerns. This is me at the woods, just chopping it up a little bit, and going to be setting up a tent. So to show that I've camped, I've stayed at bandos, I've stayed in vacant apartments, I've stayed at a lot of different places, parks, underneath the bridges. I'm homeless in my vehicle. However, I've been homeless when I didn't have a vehicle. I've been on foot, I've been on bike, and I've been homeless a lot, and I'm going to be going over that in just a few minutes. When I was showing you the scene on the side of the road, all those like dense trees and stuff, I keep an eye out for that just in case I need to actually go in there and stay for a while, and that's why one of the reasons why I carry this tent. I'd have to stealth camp in those kind of situations because houses are around there, but you see how dense it is when I first showed it. So this is a regular campground, and it's very cheap. So it was okay for me to go ahead and do that. That was a good way to stretch your legs for a little bit, and I'm going to show you the inside of the tent and some of my setup. So, all right, let's take a look inside. Sleeping bag. What I use as a pillow is that comforter blanket that I cover my seat with when I do my little door dashing and everything else, and to hide that I live in my vehicle. I'm 6 foot, and I can honestly fit 2 people in. I'm kind of a big guy, you already saw, most likely. But if you move this right here, you see it's got some play right here on the side. It's a 1-person tent, but I could fit 2 people in here. Navigating life without a home also means you are subject to the elements outside, even if living in your vehicle. I still consider it homeless. This is in the winter of this is the winter, and I'm in the Midwest. I had days of -14, -7, -10. I had to stay in the front seat of my car, bundle up, run the heat the whole time, deal with ice, deal with snow, deal with sludge that turned to ice. I'll be showing you some of that footage. Yes. Sticking to the ground, but it's not like staying too much, turning it to frozen like sludge. But look at this beautiful, the way that it just snows. It just drops on you. At the truck stop, being homeless, living inside my car. I really hope this picks up on camera. Look how big and floaty the snow is, just coming through, and there's this peaceful sound with it. However, it is absolutely freezing. Tell you why I'm staying in a bando tonight. It's going to be in the teens. I want to give some more clarity and more detail about what I said that happened in that bathroom. I'm going to call it the bathroom beatdown. It's my whole life. I've always known to use the bathroom like that, one leg out and one shoe, you know, like not just one shoe, but my whole leg out of the pant leg and out of the boxers, and then having my shoe on. Some people have to adapt to the streets. Some get molded by it because they grew up in it as a child. That is what happened to me. I try to keep the good stuff that I learned from the streets, you know, to protect myself. You know, I've always felt unsafe my whole life. You know, like doesn't matter where I've ever lived or what I've ever done, I've always felt unsafe. There was nothing that like stood out the day that actually happened. You know, but when I went in there and I saw there was no lock on it, I was definitely, you know, I was already gonna do my thing. You know, have my leg out and be prepared for it. What their game plan was is run in there. And I didn't see them outside the bathroom before I went in there, but they ran in there, and one was going for my legs, the other one was going started trying to punch me in my face. But like I said, I like once I heard those footsteps and I heard that door, you heard it in the video, that door's loud when you walk in there. It doesn't matter, and I could tell there was more than one person. They went in there, and if I would have not had my pants like that, one's gonna go for my legs and rip my pants off so they can get my wallet. That was their whole hustle. One's gonna go ahead and start punching on you while you're sitting on the toilet, not expecting it. The other person's grabbing your legs, already helping your legs being gaffled, for them to rip your pants off. When your pants is off, they're going to take your wallet, they're going to take your cell phone, they're going to take whatever's in your pockets. The punches to your face would probably daze you for a little bit, so you stay in there, and they can go ahead and do that, and then they're going to throw your pants probably outside the door or something along those lines. That didn't happen. They rushed in there, like I said, and I was able to defend myself very well. They were the ones who got on the losing side that day, and I was not. It was still pretty damn embarrassing. I didn't put my pants on until I came out the bathroom when I was done, you know, swinging on them, and you know they scurried off and everything else. But yeah, those things do happen. You always have to protect yourself. I'm homeless. I actually live in my car right now at a friend's house. How to use a computer, how to use some Wi-Fi. That's a lot better than my phones. What not to do if you're homeless. First thing is looking weak, acting weak. People like a free lunch, you know. You're gonna have to show that, you know, like if somebody's trying to take something from you, and they don't just come up to you and try to take something. Normally it's a total blindside. Normally they see you walking around with your head down, not looking at people, not keeping your head on a swivel. There's a lot of things that people do that I've seen firsthand and have had done to me, you know, like somebody try to get smart or whatever. But anyways, asking you what time it is, and not like, hey bro, what time is it? Not like that. Like, you know, they'll ask nicely, like, hey man, do you know the time? And you put your hand in your wallet, you got your head down, hand in your pocket, lifting up your cell phone, you're not paying attention. Normally you're gonna grab that phone with whatever hand you know you're dominant with. So if you grab it with your right hand, well, if you're right hand dominant and your eyes are down, now boom. So what not to do? Somebody asks me, I don't care how polite they are, I'm not telling them the time. I'm not going to put my hand in my pocket and pull out a phone and then divert my eyes from you. I don't know you, and no, I don't trust you. Stuff will desensitize you to a bit. I have a very traumatic childhood. My mental health for a long time has been in a very bad place. More than it being bad, it's helped me in a lot of situations. Like I just got done talking about, you know, staying vigilant. But it is a hindrance. It's something I wish that I didn't have to deal with. I'm not diagnosed with anything. However, I did go see a therapist a few months ago. And other than two of the prerequisites, it's PTSD. One of the words in PTSD is traumatic. And when you talk about something traumatic or something trauma-filled, it's very hard for me to say, so please bear with me. It's being scared. It's like trauma is when something bad happens to you, you're afraid. And I have a hard time admitting weaknesses, and that's why this is very difficult for me to talk about, but I want to be 100% transparent. I do feel scared all the time. I don't let people get close to me. I don't like being touched. I have to look at people's eyes when they talk to me, because I believe as though, and I know for a fact, I can see somebody's intentions through their eyes. I very much want love. I know I have a lot of love in my heart. It's very hard for me to find somebody who is patient and understanding, and wanting somebody who's got the problems I got. I'm scared all the time when I get sad, and more than scared all the time, so many things I see remind me of something going on. When it reminds me and I think about it, I relive it. This is the reason why I don't drive semis anymore. All that alone time when I was doing OTR, all those feelings and thoughts, it somehow got, maybe because of the stress I was going under, it all magnituded and hit me like a ton of bricks. After that, I did what I could, driving local and doing regional. And with me doing local and regional, all the stresses and then being asked to do illegal things, and then those stresses and those pressures, it felt like I was having seizures all the time. I mean, I couldn't stop shaking. I had a hard time going to sleep. I was extremely antsy, and my anxiety was through the roof. And I pulled through the best that I could. I know that I could fix my situation if I got back on a truck. Mentally, I can't do it, and it hurts. How do you admit that you're scared to go on there because of all the stuff that you relive constantly? It hinders me to a point of like craziness. It's not like I'm crazy. It just hinders me. It hurts, and I want the pain to stop. I want to be able to let go. I want to be able to let people get close to me where like they don't have. What I mean by close to me is physical touch. I physically don't like being touched. I have to build up. I have to let my walls down, and it's a big old organic thing. But I wonder what it feels like to hug somebody romantically and be in love with them and kiss somebody who's romantic. Like somebody who loves you. The same stuff that goes on with the trauma. It feels like I have two hearts. When I feel sad and I feel alone and scared, it's like anger. It comes out very angry. I got my friend Angel on the phone. Say hi to YouTube.
Hi.
So I'm at the part of the video where I'm talking about my mental health, and I thought it would be a good idea for me to call a very close friend, have you talk about what you might have seen, when you knew me before I drove trucks, what it was like when I drove trucks, and I guess when you've seen me go through a PTSD episode or anything like that, and maybe some things that you want to bring up that YouTube doesn't know about me, and I'll give you free reign. You could say whatever you like.
Okay. So, man, I don't know where to start. I'd say, I guess, start before you went on the road. You used to be more willing to go places, like go out to eat or go, to movies or like do like water parks and stuff like that. But now, since you've been off the road, even getting you to go sit at, Taco Bell is a task. You're always looking around. You look very nervous. You're barely eating. Like, you'd rather just, I think you'd be more comfortable just sitting in the car, away from people. Even when you come over here, you get very anxious, because of the noise and everything that goes on in the house with my kids and, my daily life here. When you came back, I remember you woke me up because I was taking a nap, and the amount of weight that you had lost was just incredible. I think that was the first thing I said to you when you walked in the door. That you lost a lot of weight, and then you just looked like a whole different person. Your eye color used to change when you go in different moods, and I don't think I've seen your eyes become really, really blue in quite some time. I mean, you've been off the road for what, 2 years now, 2.5 years?
Yeah, that was over the road. But when I did come here, I started. If you remember, I did local and regional. With those
Right.
two companies.
Yeah, but I'm talking strictly the OTR portion of it, which was what when your dispatch tried to force you to go into the border, something clicked bad. when they almost made that mistake. And I mean, I know there was a couple things that happened with when you were with the first trainer, and
Yeah.
then your second trainer, who was awesome. You know, again though, you tough love, right? That's what he showed you.
Yeah.
But when you got on your own, everything was great. But your teammate, I don't think, was there really supportive, and I think that was part of the problem. And then just the high impact. I mean, I will say, in the beginning when I met you a decade ago, you didn't like driving on the highway at all. You hated it.
Yep.
Getting you to come pick me up at the airport was a pretty good hurdle, and then now you become, I know with a truck driver, I think that's a pretty big feat. You did it like what, in about 5 years, right, from us meeting?
Yeah. What was it? It was right after 2020. Like, it was still the pandemic. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you remember, I had that. I had to put all that money into the carpet cleaning business, and 2020 happened, and nobody's letting me in their house to do carpet cleaning. I lost all that money. I was trying to figure out what to do, and the only thing I could come up with was truck driving.
Yeah, I remember that. You left for school
Yeah.
right before the shutdown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to add to that, or am I free to ask you more questions?
I mean, yeah, I apologize. I've only been up for a little bit, so
Yeah.
I'm still kind of groggy. But yeah, I mean, what questions could probably be easier?
Okay. Do you believe I have PTSD?
Yeah, I do. But that's, yeah.
Yeah. What do I look like if I'm going through a PTSD moment?
It depends. So, full transparency.
Yeah.
Either you stare off and it's like you're not there, or you go into these like stages of delirium where it's like it feels like when I'm talking to you, you've been up for days when I know that you haven't been. And then there's the times when you get super angry and like not like abusive or anything, but you just get like everything pisses you off. And hopefully that can be said. Sorry.
Yeah, you can say that. Just if you can, don't curse.
Yeah, sorry. I'm
It's okay.
sorry. I have a phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like angry, super, super angry. But that doesn't happen very often. But most of the time, it's you just kind of phase out to your own world.
Yeah.
You know, have to like snap my fingers to kind of get your attention, kind of thing. Like not really do that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. When I look, I guess when I look super angry, what do you think people who don't know me? What do you think they think when they look at me?
I mean, aside from the think that you're a cop, like you're gonna bash somebody's face in. I mean, I've had mutual acquaintances always ask me like, why do you have the constant RBF? And I'm like, he's really in a good mood. And they're like, really, you can't tell. I'm like, yeah, no, he's just not okay right now.
Yeah.
Like you look like if you like accidentally might drop a droplet of water on your shoe that you're gonna knock somebody out through the wall. That's what it looks like.
I don't know what it looks like. That's why I'm asking you, and that's why you answering this on YouTube will definitely bring clarification. I mean, you've seen the videos that were early on. I mean, I know that you're subscribed and you watch my channel, but I mean, more than just watching my channel, you've known me forever, so you just pick up the phone and I'm always at your house.
Yeah, but I don't watch all of them, though. I just watch some. Like, because, we've had the discussion that you prefer me not to because you don't want me to have some kind of, like, opinion on, you explaining everything. But the problem is, which is what I don't think you realize, is that this is stuff that I've already been made aware of. When your family has reconfirmed stories to me about things that have happened to you, and and honestly, a lot of it sounds super far-fetched, like the pencil incident. I don't know if you told the
I don't know.
but like
Yeah, that I was stabbed in the eye with a pencil at school and I
Yeah,
had a
like
patch.
that was such a far-fetched story. But then when your mom was like, "Oh yeah, and this happened," I'm like, "What?" Like,
Yeah.
and it was an unprompted conversation with mom. It wasn't like you were like, "Oh yeah, mom, tell her about." No, it was like, "Hey, let me tell you about Alien and his childhood and kind of reckless behavior he had, and but he was my best kid, and but this was his bad luck." And then the incident that happened down at your your grandfather's, and then with your step grandmother helping you, and um, just it's and there. I mean, there. That's another thing. Like I know you're very self conscious about it, but I don't think they can see it. But the scar on your face, which is like super super faint, but
Yeah.
there's stuff
Yeah, well, I
that.
mean, I'm glad you brought that up because that's what I was going to actually ask you. Was one of my early videos where that video is unmonetized, so it doesn't get pushed. But when I talk about the trauma and stuff, you know, I know that some of the stuff I say might sound far fetched, but I have no idea why anybody in the world would ever lie about going through some of this stuff. And you bringing
Some
up,
people do for clout. That's how the internet's always been. I mean, think about it when we gamed,
yeah,
when those stories we heard from people when we gamed together. And some people like develop their own narrative to make themselves either be a victim or maybe sometimes they're doing it to make themselves feel better. But for the most part, like, I mean, it's kind of like my narrative, when I explain to people like why my father is not allowed to come back to this country, I get these crazy looks, and I'm like, well, it's truth, it's there, it's all public record. So
yeah,
unfortunately, it is what it is. But like your stuff with your I don't want to say childhood into your 20s,
uh,
right?
yeah,
Pretty rough,
yeah,
just
yeah,
extremely rough, to
yeah.
say the least. The fact that you're able to have, well, you were able to have such a good sense of humor. I'm not saying that you're not funny anymore, but your sense of humor has become more dark.
Yeah,
So,
I understand that. Some of the creepy stuff makes me laugh, but yeah, I understand that. The one, man, I had something on the top of my head. I was gonna say was I guess the stuff with the well, that's what I was going to bring up, right? So the whole fact with all that stuff that I don't even drink and I don't do drugs and that I'm very anti-drugs. You've seen firsthand of me getting my wisdom tooth pulled, and when I had oral surgery, they actually had to call you on the phone for somebody to calm me down.
yeah.
To go through all that stuff and not be a junkie and not to indulge in stuff. How do I tell the YouTube, that I don't do that stuff, and they all believe me and stuff. But how anti am I of that stuff? Like, how I guess you could tell them about the time I freaked out when I was getting my wisdom tooth pulled about the Novocaine.
So we had two dentist issues, right? The
Uh
first one, you were just getting your cleaning done,
huh.
nothing crazy, and he swore that he couldn't feel his brain. It was awful.
Yeah.
But they had to call me. The hygienist called me and kept me on speakerphone while he was having this procedure done, so that I could just be like, hey, and kind of talk about different things. But then there was one time I was actually physically there,
Yeah.
and well, actually, there's 3 times. There's 2 cleanings. One was on the phone. One I was physically there,
Well, the one on
and
the phone
then
was a full blown oral surgery where I had
surgery.
over
Yeah,
150 stitches in my mouth.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
the third one, oh yeah, that's right. Because the first one was cleaning.
Yeah.
The second one was a surgery, and then the third one was the wisdom tooth.
Yeah.
Um, we, um,
I just remember this part. Maybe this will help you. When the dude was yanking before they even put the Novocaine in, I was telling him not to put any Novocaine in there. That I don't like the way it
yeah,
feels. And then
yeah.
when I thought he lied to me and put more Novocaine in, I was gonna. I probably shouldn't say what I was gonna do. I was very pissed off, and I know I barked at him. And
Yeah,
you could
yeah,
tell, you could
I
say
had
what
to
happened.
keep my hand on your leg to
Yeah.
like let you know, like, I'm here. Like, it's not. Yeah. There's that. There's That's one
Was that dentist?
episode.
Did that dentist get frightened of me when I barked at him about him sneaking more Novocaine in my
You're
mouth?
like 3 times his size. Yeah, absolutely. Cause
Yeah.
I remember he looked at me and he was like, "Can I continue? Like, he'll be fine." And I remember telling you, like, just chill out, calm down.
Uh,
It's gonna be okay. He's almost finished. He's not doing anything else. He's not adding more. He's just trying to pull out your tooth. It was heinous. It was heinous.
I couldn't even look at it, but man, just to give some YouTube context, I had a hole in my wisdom tooth for about 2 weeks. Well, no, it was longer than 2 weeks. A cavity that actually became a whole hole, and the nerve was hanging out. I dealt with the pain for over 2 weeks, and then I called Angel, and I was still driving trucks at the time. I called her and I said, hey, I've been in a lot of pain. If this doesn't stop by tomorrow, can you please come with me to the dentist and help me find a dentist place to pull it out? But I remember that guy. I don't know what I look like. I know that I don't think that I look like an intimidating person. You know what I mean? But I'm biased. I look at myself. I look at myself as like a really nice guy. You know.
I understand that your perception, and you are a very sweetheart. You're a big teddy bear, but I'll give you another memory. We went to that one time we went to that bar.
Oh, okay.
That was around the hot corner from when we first where we were staying at First Flat, right?
Uh-huh.
And we walked in, and the first thing the guy says, "Are you a cop?" like, what does it matter if you are or aren't? But like, nobody would talk to us. Like, even the bartender was like unwilling to be friendly because he just have this unapproachable look, and you're not doing it on purpose. You're just.
What's funny about that is where I'm from. People don't look at me like I'm a cop. I looked like a healthy street dude, somebody who's street smart, somebody who knows a thing or two because they've been through a thing or two, somebody who is solid that way. Cops look totally different. So like where I'm from in the West Coast, they're not like that. Yeah.
Over here,
over here, I know, and I've mentioned that before. I mentioned your oldest daughter's friends when they first met me. They were in her car, and you told me that they said, "Hey, I didn't know Alien was a cop." Remember?
Yeah. I was like, he's not. Like, I don't know what's wrong with you guys.
Yeah. I guess we'll get to that. Would I ever be a cop?
Now, they don't believe me.
Yeah. Let me ask you something.
Like, he's a cop or he's a narc. Like, it's not. It's not.
Yeah. Let me ask you. Would I ever be a cop?
I don't know. We've had that discussion.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Like I said, I think once I think if you talked about a firefighter, but not a cop.
Yeah, nah, definitely not that. All right. Well, is there anything else? I can't really think of anything right now. And we could definitely, if YouTube likes this and they comment on it, we can do more of this. The reason why I have her on the phone, well, number one, she won't go on camera. Maybe she'll change her mind later, but I doubt it. I'm at work and she's at her house, and then she's got to get herself ready. She's got activities with her kids and stuff like that. And I'm way too far, but the convenience of having the second Obama phone, as I can have it on speaker and then record on my regular phone. But do you think there's anything you might want to add to YouTube, stuff about me, or do you think we should wrap it up?
Honestly, I can't think of anything right now. Just at the fact that, like, I felt about you doing the YouTube channel, but I guess it's been kind of been beneficial for you because I've always complained to you that you needed to talk to somebody, and I guess this is who you can talk to without having a bias, right?
And they call themselves Alien Army, the people that are support. That's the biggest thing that I've loved the most is the support system. One of the reasons why I do this, there's several reasons, right? One, I want to help other people who might be seeing this. I want to give people a different perspective. I do it, I guess, because a little bit of selfishness of, I like the support system. The more people that actually know about what I go through and what my journey is and stuff like that, possibly that would make that I would get more supporters. And I do I do have my YouTube monetized. I haven't got I haven't got paid from it at all yet. But I know that there has been a couple naysayers on there that go ahead and say, you'll never get you'll never become the YouTube partner program. Well, only 10% of YouTubers ever do that, and I'm one of them. I understand that I might not be monetized and making lots of money like other people. However, let's see what the long game looks looks like when I continue doing this and I continue showing my story. And it's, this whole, why I named this video navigating life without a home is it basically shows all the video. I had chopped up some videos in the beginning. It shows my whole path, my whole history, and my whole journey on YouTube has been navigating life without a home. On top of all that, is that, man, I messed up on that point.
You'll be honest, you've been navigating life without a home even when you had a house.
Yeah, and I've talked about that on there too, that I always felt I was eating hand to mouth, paycheck to paycheck. How many times have I done trucking stuff where I didn't get paid? How many times when I worked in the medical field? And that's when you first met me, I worked in the medical field, and you know that I worked there for over 14 years consecutive. Man, I had so many of my hours stolen. There was so much. I worked for the state. The state has so many different little rules and regulations to basically take money out of my pocket and take food out of my mouth, and it was very expensive. However, we can wrap up this phone call. I know you got to get yourself ready and everything else, and that maybe in the future we could do more if you enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's I mean, we'll see.
Okay.
I won't get on camera. You know me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like
Yeah, I don't blame you.
it.
Well, I thank you and appreciate you being on the phone.
Of course.
All right. I'll talk to you in a little bit, okay?
All right, sounds good.
All right, bye.
Bye.
I think there was a lot of key moments in that phone call that I had between me and Angel that I recorded and showed you all. One, I kept the full length on there, so it was, I wanted it to be raw. No need to do quick edits or anything like that. I feel like that would take away from the authenticity. Some of the key moments in there is just, I have been asked before, you say you have friends and family that care about you and love you. When you fall in a hard time, why haven't they helped? Maybe the actual answer is in that phone call. Maybe I make people uneasy when I'm having a PTSD episode, or I'm sitting there and zoning off because I'm reliving things, loud auditorial noises, those kind of things put me in a little bit of a downward spiral. The times where I need to be left alone and I go somewhere where it's quiet, or me being standoffish or looking unapproachable, those could be the reasons. To me, it's not that it's important. I know that my friends and my family love me, and you can tell by that phone call and all the other stories, stories and things I've talked about here on YouTube. I don't need to know why necessarily. I just know that they don't have the means, or it's okay. I don't take it personal. I don't think that they love me less. I don't think that they don't care about me any less. I think it comes down to people having patience and understanding with me, and everybody has their own family and their own dynamics, and even the people that I'm related to, they have their own problems. With everything that I've showed so far in this video, I'm always thriving and moving forward. Navigating life without a home has been very, very difficult. A lot of things wasn't up to me. Like these are the cards I was dealt. But just because I got cards that were dealt to me doesn't mean that I can't put my hand out and get other cards and try to rearrange to a royal flush, so to speak. That kind of poker analogy. I'm always pushing forward. I am looking for solutions instead of just pointing out problems. I don't need to point the finger and play a blame game. I just need to know, okay, these are the variables. These are the pieces on the chessboard. Okay, how am I going to navigate through life without having a home? How am I going to deal with this problem? It does seem the biggest problem, and maybe this video has shown it and emphasized it, is my mental health. Talked to that therapist, and I got that evaluation. That therapist and that actual company that works with homeless people, they only deal with stage 3. I think that if he actually talked to me and saw what Angel said, it very shows that I am stage 3. He said I was stage 2. Stage 3 is when somebody refuses to take a shower. Stage 3 is when somebody offers help that they still refuse it. Those were the homeless, and those were the people that they dealt with at that company, and stuff like that. I do not want medication and things like that. I wouldn't do good, and I don't like it and stuff like that. I'm trying to teach myself coping mechanisms. The therapy that I get and the support from you guys. However, I do think that I need professional help, and with the professional help, I need to learn coping skills. I don't know if I've expressed it well enough, but after that phone call, I do want to go into some details. Maybe you guys would be interested or not. Hopefully you guys are. When she's saying I'm spacing out and like facing off, memories, something will trigger it. So let's say, for example, somebody yelled at a kid, and they used a certain word or a certain tone, and without me knowing it or without me thinking it, it takes me to let's say, for example, a place where I remember something really bad happening to me, and I can't talk about it on this video. You can check my other video, it's in the beginning, like it's like the third video I've ever uploaded, if that helps. But and I relive everything, and when I'm reliving everything, it's like I'm there. And why that goes on, all the pain that I feel, and like I've expressed before, pain and sadness, I turn to anger. So when I'm sitting there and people are not sure why I look like I am extremely infuriated and mad, I am basically, they're oblivious to knowing that I got a movie going on inside my head, that I'm reliving that moment. And that's exactly what goes on. There's times where that happens and I look really, really mad. There's other times where I'm trying to fight it and not let it play through. These are thoughts and emotions that I can't control, and it feels like it's being done all over again. I would like to ask of everybody who's watched this far, is if you guys text message 10 of your friends or family, if you hit the share button on this video and you send it to them and ask them to watch the video all the way through, and then also tell 10 other people, my videos, this particular video could go viral. I've put a lot of energy and a lot of time into it, and a lot of emotions, and I've had to open up a whole lot, and I don't mind doing all that stuff. I do it freely. I would love for this video to be the video that went viral. What I'm asking isn't too much. It would take everybody who's watched this far to go ahead and also share it on your social media, put it on your Facebook, put it on your Instagram, put it on your Snapchats, put it on Twitter, put it on whatever. Tell everybody. And this is me navigating my life without a home. I want to thank everybody so much.